A $169 North Face fleece and a $35 fleece from a brand you've never heard of. Same polyester, same weight, same construction. Today we're breaking down 5 outdoor brands that are robbing you blind and 3 that actually earn your money. Sis, grab a coffee. This one's going to sting a little. Let's start with the one almost every woman over 45 owns. Number 5. The North Face. The North Face started in 1966 outfitting real climbers on real mountains. That heritage is genuine, but the North Face is now owned by VF Corporation, the same company behind Vans, Timberland, and Dickies. One conglomerate, a closet full of logos. Their Osito fleece, the one sold specifically to women, retails for $119. It's 100% polyester, industry costing on a comparable mid-weight fleece manufactured in Vietnam or Indonesia runs between $12 and $20. That's a markup of roughly 6 to 9 times. Their women's thermoball jackets run $220 to $260, built on synthetic insulation, not down, priced like it's technical mountaineering gear. To be fair, the Summit series is still real, genuine technical builds for genuine conditions. But that's not what's hanging on the rack at Nordstrom. What's hanging there is a coffee run jacket priced like an expedition. The logo remembers the mountain, sis. Your jacket forgot it the day it left the factory. Number 4. Canada Goose. A Canada Goose parka runs $1,000 to $1,400. Warmth is a number. That number is fill power. Much of Canada Goose's women's line runs on 625 fill power down. Good. Not elite. An honest technical brand gives you 800 fill power for half the price, and 800 traps significantly more warmth per gram than 625. So what's the extra $600 to $800 buying you? A circular patch on the sleeve. Status: read across a parking lot in February. Their women's Rowley parka runs $1,050. Landed cost on a comparable 625 fill parka with real fur trim sits between $150 and $220. That's a 5 to 7 times markup. I'll give them this. The construction is solid, and the warranty is real. But solid construction doesn't explain a 4-figure price tag when an honest 800 fill parka does the same job for half. You wore a wool coat for 20 winters without a logo on the sleeve, and it kept you warm just fine. Alright sis, if this kind of number crunching is useful to you, please subscribe, as this helps the channel to grow and spread out to reach more women to warn. Now let's talk about the brand every mall in America sells you. Number 3. Columbia. Columbia wraps a basic polyester fleece in a scientific-sounding name and charges you accordingly. Their women's Benton Springs fleece retails for $45 to $60. It's 100% polyester, manufactured at contract factories in Vietnam and Bangladesh. Industry costing on a comparable fleece lands between $6 and $10 to produce. That's a 6 to 8 times markup on a basic garment. Their women's rain jackets use Omnitech, Columbia's own proprietary laminate. It sounds impressive on a hang tag. In reality, it's a mid-tier polyurethane membrane that any major Asian textile mill can produce for under $15 a unit. Columbia posted a gross margin above 50% in fiscal 2025. That number tells you where your money actually goes. Not into the fabric, into the name and the marketing that makes you trust the rack. And here's the part that matters most for us, sis. Columbia's women's cuts are frequently just a scaled-down version of the men's pattern. Same block, smaller numbers. Not a real women's geometry built around an actual female torso, waist, and hip ratio. You're not imagining that the fit feels off. It genuinely is off, and you're paying full price for someone else's afterthought. Number 2. Athleta. Athleta markets itself directly to women 40 and up. Real message, real intention. But Athleta is owned by Gap Inc., and it competes on brand story more than technical spec. Their Fusion tights retail for $98. Comparable compression fabric with the same stretch and moisture-wicking performance runs $20 to $30 in production cost. Their Foothill jacket, marketed as a serious hiking piece, retails at $179, built from a basic recycled nylon shell without a real waterproof membrane behind it. Reviewers report seam failure and pilling within 1 season, then a very different story from customers who kept a technical brand's jacket for 8 or 10 years. To be fair, Athleta's size range is genuinely more inclusive than most outdoor brands, and that matters. But inclusive sizing on a mediocre technical build is still a mediocre technical build. You're paying premium prices for a brand that talks to you like a friend and then hands you gear that can't survive real weather. Number 1. Eddie Bauer. This one earns its spot at the top more than any other, because it invented the category everyone else on this list is selling. In 1936, Eddie Bauer patented the quilted down jacket in America, after nearly dying of hypothermia, and working out that baffled down construction was the real answer. That's the actual origin of the down jacket sitting in your closet right now. Eddie Bauer outfitted real expeditions for decades. Then it collapsed through bankruptcy 3 times in about 20 years. The name is now owned by Authentic Brands Group, a licensing house that owns intellectual property, not factories. Physical stores were shuttered earlier this year. Their women's Cirrus Light down jacket still retails for $199, built on 650 fill power, a respectable but unremarkable number for that price. You're not funding an expedition legacy anymore, sis. You're funding a licensing fee on a name that's been sold between holding companies more times than most of us have moved apartments. The man who invented warmth couldn't outlast the companies that bought his name. Now let's flip it. Here are 3 brands that actually earn the money. Number 1. Patagonia. Patagonia is the opposite of everything you just heard. Founder Yvon Chouinard gave the entire company away in 2022, restructuring it so all profit goes toward fighting climate change, permanently. No shareholders demanding higher margins next quarter. Their Women's Better sweater fleece retails for $139, made from recycled polyester, Blue Sign approved fabric, sewn in fair trade certified factories. Their women's down sweater runs $279, built on 800 fill traceable goose down. The same elite fill power Canada Goose charges 4 times more for. The ironclad guarantee covers every product for life. If it fails, they repair it, replace it, or refund it. Their worn-wear program buys back old gear, repairs it, and resells it, so the jacket doesn't end up in a landfill after one bad zipper. You're paying for fabric, labor, and a company that wants you to keep the jacket for 20 years, not replace it next season. Number 2. REI Co-op. REI is member-owned. No shareholders, no conglomerate setting the margin from a boardroom in another state. Members get an annual dividend back on what they spend, which changes the entire incentive structure behind pricing. Their co-op branded women's line runs 30 to 50% below comparable name brand pricing, while using the same Gore-Tex shells, the same 650 to 800 fill down, and the same taped seams and DWR finishes as brands charging double. Their women's Magma insulated jacket retails around $199 with 800 fill power goose down, the exact same warmth to weight ratio you'd pay Canada Goose $1,000 for. Not every item in the co-op line is top tier. Some basics are just basics. But the technical pieces perform at or above the level of the brands sitting on the avoid list, for meaningfully less money. Number 3. Decathlon. Decathlon is the largest sporting goods company in the world, with over 1,600 stores across 70 countries, and most American women have simply never heard the name. That's because Decathlon spends its money on the gear, not on billboards and celebrity ambassadors. They design, test, and manufacture in-house, running over 100 of their own performance brands, each built for one specific activity. Their Quechua women's hiking line includes an 800 fill-down jacket, priced around $100 to $130. That is the same fill power Patagonia charges $279 for, at less than half the cost. Their waterproof hiking shells run $60 to $90, built with a genuine taped seam waterproof membrane, not a marketing story stitched onto a hang tag. And here's the part you'll actually like, sis. You don't need to hunt down an obscure website. Decathlon ships free with free returns, and you can find select pieces at Walmart and Target already. Nobody at the trailhead will recognize the logo. That's exactly the point. You're buying the fill and the membrane, not the brand recognition. So here's what it comes down to. Read the fill power on the tag. 800 traps more warmth per gram than 625, every single time. Check who owns the brand, because a conglomerate setting your margin from a corporate office has very different priorities than a company you actually own a piece of. And ask yourself honestly whether the fit was built for your body or scaled down from someone else's pattern. A $1,000 Canada Goose parka and a $115 Decathlon down jacket can carry the exact same 800 fill power. The down doesn't know the difference. Only your bank account does. Tell me in the comments, sis, which one of these brands you've been loyal to, what you paid, and whether it actually earned that price. I read every single comment and I want to know your story.